We're on board a helicopter this morning, and we are watching one of our allied helicopters arrive. This is a Bell Huey UH-1C. That's my co-pilot. Bonjour. No. But this morning we're going to be flying an air ambulance. Let me show you from the outside here. View external. This is what we are flying around in. I'm using the mouse to move us around and look at this thing. And that's us. We're going to get this bird fired up, and then we're going to fly into town and pick up people and take them to the field hospital. So let's jump back into the cockpit. View cockpit. As I was saying, my co-pilot is got his hands on the controls. He's got the cyclic control here and the anti-torque pedals, which he can move like that. And of course the collective, which is the thing that changes the pitch of the main rotor blades to let you get more thrust off of those. The throttle is basically left at full blast all the time. But anyway, let's see if we can get this fired up and then go see if there's any patients that need to be picked up. We're starting out dark and cold, so we need to turn things on, starting with these basic electric switches here. We'll check and make sure that everything is in the correct position for start. Looks like it is, so we will turn the battery on. And then down here, we'll turn off that warning about low RPM, because we don't need to be told that the rotor blade is turning slowly. Turn the fuel on, and I'll make sure that my controls are set for taking off. Let's see, we're going to start by moving the throttle into a position. We're going to say clear, and maybe close the windows here, like that, and we will crank the engine. What I'm doing now is watching the gas producer here as it begins to spool up. You can see the shadows of the main rotor beginning to turn, and the exhaust is coming up as the engine gets fire. Once we pass 40% on the gas producer, I can let go of the starter switch, and she'll go from there. And that's a good start. So I'm going to resume with turning the rest of my controls on that need to be turned on, such as these radios and the various other switches. Back up here on the overhead panel. Turn on some anti-collision light, some flashing nav lights. Go back down and check everything here. Although we still have the master caution on, all the rest of the gauges are normal. So I'm going to test my annunciator panel and then press the reset, which will turn off the master caution light. The only remaining warning, of course, is for low RPM. I'm going to open the throttle slowly now and bring the throttle. I am pushing the throttle faster and faster now. That's actually showing the throttle opening here, and the RPM is beginning to pick up. In the meantime, I'm going to continue with resetting things. I'm rolling my radar altimeter on. Checking that my DG is set to my compass. Airspeed is showing properly, and my altimeter should be 38 feet here, so let's do that. There we go. Continuing to push the throttle in more. And all the gauges are remaining normal. We're almost there. Continuing to push the throttle open. And the throttle is now pushed all the way to full throttle. It basically just turns it into an automatic mode where the engine will now add as much thrust as necessary to keep the engine RPM high enough. Okay, I'd say that's a good start. Let's take a look from the outside. View external. That's what she looks like. Ready to go. Back to the cockpit. View cockpit. First things first, we will get information from dispatch. So that's done like this. Options. Take 10. And now I'll select item number 1, which is simulating a radio call to dispatch. Take 1. And it says that there is a patient 1 nautical mile at a heading of 028 from the downtown part of town. So let's look at that on the map. View map. The map opens with our default view. There's my helicopter running on the airport. And I'm going to scroll out a little bit and move this map over until you can see the town of Caen. This is our reference point, and 028 degrees from that reference point for about a mile is where that patient is. What I do to make this easy is I put my ruler on and draw a line from my present position to where I want to go. That makes it easy to find when I open my map again. So I can close the map and then fly to that area. It's sort of east-northeast direction, and we will fly right across the north end of town. Let's try that. View cockpit. So we are headed north, so east-northeast would be off that way somewhere, maybe over that opening in the fields. So I'm going to add some collective. Give a little bit of right, get a little bit of left rudder and a little bit of aft cyclic. Increase the thrust until we have enough to lift us up. And there's a stabilized hover. I can push it with my rudder and aim at where I want to go. And let the nose come down and accelerate in this direction. Once the speed comes up a little bit, it wants to go faster and faster, and it wants to climb. So you got to keep pushing down, getting the nose down, and letting it accelerate. So as you can see from the airspeed indicator here, we're passing 65 knots, and the altimeter is showing 140 feet above the ground. But more importantly, looking outside, we can see the town of Caen. And beyond those smokestacks to the left, you can see the coastline of France. That's the English Channel looking off to the northeast. going to switch back to my map view so that I can see where that patient is. View map. We're just on that line exactly, and we're just about halfway there. So I'm going to switch back. View cockpit. Okay, so of course, while I'm looking at the map, the aircraft is still moving along at 85 knots, and I'm only a couple of 100 feet up. And if I let go of the controls, the aircraft would roll over and pull up very hard. To fly level, I have to hold my cyclic control forward and to the right quite a bit. This is normal for helicopters. Okay, I'm going to glance back at the map and see how we're doing. View map. Looking good. Maybe need to go slightly to the right. View cockpit. So I'm going to bank a little bit to the right. So, yeah, this is downtown. We'll be back with our patient in a few minutes here. I'm going to do another glance at the map. View map. Getting close now. I'm going to slow down. View cockpit. Looking for that pop of white smoke to tell me where the patient is. Well, look at that. That's very good. That's where we want to go. Look how tight that spot is, though. How am I going to get in there? Well, I think I need to turn around, come back to it, and set in slowly and softly right up the street. Cannot fly down the street because the rotors are too big. So, let's see here. Get stabilized here and then fly forward, not descending too much. And then once I get into the opening, drop down. Don't go backwards. Don't go forwards. Don't go forwards. Oh, terrible. Well, not good. Let's take a look from the outside. View external. Yeah, this is not how you want your flight to go.